after we both graduated, we both started working. I worked corporate world at Target, Fortune 500. And I learned so much about business because I went from an intern to a store manager. And I was only 25 years old. They had never taught me anything about financial statements, building team culture, and in pharmacy school. So I was excited. This was all new to me. They gave us an intensive course. And I went home one day to my husband. I was like, why am I learning all this business? I'm a pharmacist. I'm here to empathize with patients, fill prescriptions, talk to doctors. And I didn't know it back then. And, in hindsight, it was the best decision ever to work for a huge corporation and retail. And so my husband then, he was working, and he always knew he wanted to open up a pediatric dental business. But the fear of how do you even start? Like, he has his MBA and he got it while in dental school, and you're going to laugh. But the only reason why he got his MBA was because he needed to be in the library with me to study, because he was in his last year of clinicals. And he's like, I'm going to be so bored, like you studying and I'm not. So even though he had his MBA, he didn't have the real life experience of working and processes and systems. And so fast forward that, he was fed up working for someone. He's like, you know what? I can't do it anymore. I want to open my own business. And it was in 2011. I was pregnant with my first baby. And he asked me one day, he's like, look, I want to open not one, but I want to open many offices and maybe go nationwide, but I need your help. And I looked at him and I was like, so you've already quit your job. I am now the breadwinner. I had a cush 6-figure salary. And he said, I looked at him and I was like, you know what? I believe in the mission and vision of what you want to accomplish. And I know that I could be such a huge, play such a huge role in what you need. And so we both left our 6-figure jobs, moved in with my parents with a newborn baby, and said, you know what? We're going all in. It's ride or die. And that's how we started the pediatric dental office in a very saturated location, but we had such a unique niche.
First of all, the fact that your husband got an MBA to sit in the library with you is just about the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life. So I'm just putting a little pin in that love story because that is too cute. When you started, did you raise money to do this, or you bootstrapped? You just said, okay, we're going to throw in our savings. How much did it cost to start it when you were first starting?
Great question. We bootstrapped it. When I mean bootstrapped, I cashed in my 401k, number one.
Okay.
Number two, we moved in with my parents. And number three, we got a $1.3 million loan to build out the office and buy the real estate. So, it was ride or die. And we had 3 months of working capital in the beginning to really get us started. And I'm going to just share this now since we're here. It's happened.
Yes.
So 3 months into it, we were getting patients, but not enough. We were marketing. I was out, in communities, building relationships. And we looked at our payroll and we said, okay, we don't mind if we don't take a paycheck right now, but we need to be able to pay our staff, and we need to show them that we got this. And it was only a little team of 3-4 people. And there was a point where I was going to sell my wedding ring. After the 3 months, we were burning through cash. And he looked at me and he was like, look, we got to do something. And so I went back to be a pharmacist part-time just to feed our kids, live out, even though we're living at home with my parents. And, but then I'll tell you, after a month, the marketing finally worked, and we were, oh my God, our doors people just started hearing about us through word of mouth. And it was really, really scary. To the point where the people who built out their office said, Dr. Pena, I think you should only build out 4 chairs. I don't think you should build out every room yet because you're new. And my husband and I were like, no, build it all out because we're going to fill up this place. And they thought we were crazy. My mom was so scared for us.
Oh my gosh. So you take out this loan, you cash in your 401k, that leaves you with enough to buy the building, which I think is super, super important. So you buy the space, you build it out, and you have 3 months of working capital, and 3 months come, and wow. So I think it's really important to note that you went back part-time while you figured this out. And then the marketing kicks in. Talk to me about what differentiated you and made you so great. Because this, I know when we spoke at Entrepreneurs, I was really floored by how you grew this. So talk a little bit about the marketing that you did and how you differentiated yourself in that kind of saturated market.
Yeah, I mean, great question. I didn't worry about our competition. Dentists, I already knew they weren't business people, and they're like sheeps. If one is marketing in a magazine, the other one goes in that magazine. If one is, doing an event, the other one's doing an event. So I canceled the noise. I didn't look at what they were doing. I wasn't impressed by anybody because I knew that I came from Target. Target has the best marketing. And I used what I learned in the corporate world, such as they would have me as a pharmacist go around to all the businesses around with a little Target bag, a dog, and ask people to come to the pharmacy and fill their prescription. So I used my networking, my relationship building, and I did the same thing. I went to anywhere where there were kids, pediatricians. They're our number one referral. I also, partnered. I'm like, where are moms? That's what I always think to myself is, where are the people that we need? And so I went and I found the biggest community events where we could have exclusivity, and that was key. I didn't want any other dentist there. And we came out with, you got to spend money to make money. So not only were we on social media ads, Google ads, there was no Instagram yet, but I was also boots on the ground, and my husband is very handsome. I would give him a box of donuts, and in the morning when we didn't have patients, I'm like, listen, honey, I need you to go to all these pediatricians' offices, introduce yourself as the doctor, give them donuts, give them our swag. I was so big on marketing material. Like, if a pen had our logo on it, it had to be the best pen. If I was going to give something like a goodie, it had to be the best because people remember that. And so he went, and between him, me, and like the other staff, we would go literally door to door. We would Google all the pediatricians in the area, and we flood the market. That's our marketing strategy. The second one is what made us different. That's the second part of your question. In 2011, there were dentists wanted to work Monday through Thursday, golf on Friday, and not open on Saturday. So we had to be different. We opened Friday, we opened Saturday, and we were open late evenings. Why? Because we needed to accommodate schedules for working moms. Not everybody is work at
school. And school.
And school.
It's so annoying when dentists don't have hours that work for moms and families. Like, it's very, very frustrating.
Yes. And and then the one of the biggest ones though was when my husband was doing his residency at UCSF in California, there was patients on state Medicaid insurance that were traveling from hours just to see, him at the school. And he's like, this can't be. There has to be a private dentist that can accept patients that are on state Medicaid, that accepts children with special needs, that can work in the hospital, do dental treatment. And because he had literally UCSF Dental is one of the best dentist program in the nation, he's like, I have something that most people don't have. And so we saw children with special needs. He has hospital dentistry benefits. But most importantly, we don't care if you're Black, white, Asian, you have PPO, HMO, if you're whatever insurance you are. We took everything. And I like to say that we were the target of pediatric dentistry. We weren't Walmart. We weren't, Neiman Marcus. We were Target where anybody could go. And by providing great service, word of mouth is like key to our success.